Okay, so let's take it for a test drive. And during this test drive, we're gonna go on some bumpy roads and a highway where I'm going over 70 miles per hour, that kind of thing. Give you an idea of just a general, hopefully a general idea of how it is to drive. So when I first started driving this, I thought maybe it wasn't so fast because the acceleration really doesn't kick in until you get the RPMs up. So once you get the RPMs up, it is quite fast actually. For a vehicle this size, it's very impressive. It also has a really good transmission. The way it shifts, in my opinion, I like it. And the different drive modes, the drive modes are handy to have, but as far as like normal driving, if you just leave it in the normal mode, it seems to work best for me anyway. Sometimes I don't know, like different sport modes and eco modes and stuff like that really doesn't, in my opinion, doesn't really add a whole lot in some vehicles. So this one, it just has the normal mode. It's just a really good all around. You have plenty of acceleration when you want it. You have fuel economy when you're just driving easy. And I'm driving a little bit rough today because a little bit more punch to my acceleration, just so you can hear the engine and the transmission shifts, that kind of stuff. Maneuvering in parking lots, the camera system works really good. See, this is a little tight space right here for a vehicle this size anyway. And it's good to have certainty that I'm not hitting the curb with these expensive wheels and tires. This camera system is really good. Considering the visibility, the actual physical visibility around the front of the vehicle and in the back is not that great. Having that camera in the automatic function turned on, so you could, when you come drive really slow or come to a complete stop, it automatically pops up there, helps out a lot with driving this vehicle. Because these side mirrors are a big problem as far as visibility. And this rear view camera is handy as well. And having the ability to flip back and forth from the mirror to the camera is good. Which I haven't had any problem just leaving it on the camera. For a vehicle this size, the suspension roll, it has a little bit of a, you know, like a little bit of movement right there when you go back and forth, but not too bad. I mean, for the size and weight of this vehicle, I think they handled it pretty good overall. I'm not used to driving huge vehicles like this, so me driving it, it's not really annoying or problematic. It seems fine as far as cornering, acceleration, braking. Now, I'm not driving it in a dense city. If I was driving it in a dense city with small parking lots and parking spaces and bumper-to-bumper traffic, probably would be annoyed by a vehicle this size. But the areas in which I'm driving it, it's not really a big transition from what I'm used to driving. Things that are obvious when you drive this vehicle. One is that it's top heavy. It's a heavy vehicle in general, and then it's top heavy. So it kind of has that top heavy feel. When you push the accelerator or hard braking, you can feel the nose dive, and just the overall, when you hit bumps, you really feel like that suspension has to really do its job in order to handle all the weight and stuff. But it does a decent job overall. Now, right up here is a bumpy portion of this test drive, and you can get an idea of what it does. It's kind of springy, bouncy a little bit. So now we're getting on the highway where the speed limit's 70, so we can get up the speed. Yep, got it set at 70. We'll go to 71 to avoid getting run over because these trucks are going fast. And this is where I think this vehicle really excels, is highway driving. Highway driving is, since this is a big vehicle and you have good visibility as far as like the height off the ground, you can see down the road nicely. And it's a big vehicle and you're out on this open road and just kind of cruising along. This is where I think that, this is where I would use this vehicle more than say a, city driving or something like that. It would just be frustrating for me to drive this around in the city all the time. Bumper to bumper traffic, tight parking lots, stuff like that, tight and narrow streets. It would just be annoying to me. So the open highway or country roads where you have a lot of room to maneuver, you take advantage of its height and its size. On the highway, I think that's where me personally would enjoy driving it more. And there's a little bit of crosswinds. You can hear a little bit of wind noise, and you heard the truck next to me, so you can hear the truck a little bit. But most of the outside noise is outside the vehicle. Like, it doesn't penetrate too much. Not a lot of road noise. All right, so I'm going to do some hard braking right here. Yeah, so even with the weight and everything, the braking is fine. I'm able to stop in a safe manner and without too much trouble.